Hey everybody, Brandy is back here. This is Card Maker Success Summit Demo Day, our very first demo day with everything Card Maker brand. So super excited. We have had several demonstrations already today and we still have 3 more to go. I'm going to be sad when all of the demonstrations are done, but we've been having so much fun. My name is Brandy Mahon, and I am the creative owner of Stamp Me Some Love blog, academy, and store. I'm also the host of the Card Maker Success Summit and the creative, I can never say this, course creator of Craft Biz in a Box. And we are getting ready to show, or excuse me, bring on to the stage Angie Hunt from LDRS Creative. And I've been seeing lots of chatter in the box, folks saying, what does LDRS stand for? Lots of people have been answering, but I'm going to have Angie also go into that as well when we get her on the stage. Now, I want to make sure, Harry, if you can switch over the banner to make sure that we've got Angie's promo code up there. We've also got an exclusive promo code from LDRS, which is 20% off your entire purchase. And that promo code is going to expire at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure you go and check that out. And all of the links there will take you directly to the store so you can shop till you drop. Don't forget that we also have, and Harriet, if you can put this on screen as well, all the products that we have been showing today in our demonstrations and or our giveaways are going to be at our cardmakersuccesssummit.com/shop the demo day. There you go, Harriet. Thank you so much. Harriet has been in backstage doing all the tech, so we're really excited that she has been helping us out. All right, so Angie, give me a big thumbs up if you are ready to come on. All right, looks like she has. And by the way, she's got some moves. I've been seeing her jamming in the back and backstage, so hopefully she can share some of those. All right, I'm gonna bring you to the stage, Angie. Ready or not? Yes, 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 right? Absolutely.
I had no idea you could see me. The music was fun though.
Yes, I can see everybody backstage from where I am. It's
Oh.
awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, Angie, thank you so much. Like I said, lots of people have been asking, what does LDRS stand for?
LDRS stands for Little Darlings Rubber Stamps. So way back in the day, like I don't know, 11 years ago when we started, we were Little Darlings Rubber Stamps, and that's when we had rubber stamps. And then we just added a lot of products. And as the company grew and our product line expanded, it just the name didn't suit us, and everybody was already calling us LDRS for short because the name was so long. So we just kind of started thinking, what makes more sense for our company? And LDRS Creative is much more encompassing of everything creative that we do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm also seeing a lot of people saying that they are new to you, so I'm so glad that we are able to share this new product, a new store for them. So that's awesome. All
Yeah.
right, Angie, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to make you center stage.
Okay.
All right, my friend, you've got the stage.
All righty. Well, everybody, welcome. We are in the LDRS Creative Studio here. We're in Michigan, if you're not familiar with us. This is actually, I think, our 11th year. And we've got all kinds of products. If you haven't checked us out at ldrscreative.com, please do so. We have all kinds of things for card making, stamps, stencils, papers. We've got we are the home to the Stampendable. If you have seen the Stampendable, that is our innovation. And we're also getting into scrapbooking. I started out as a scrapbooker, so yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff. We only have, we've got a short window here, and I do have a card that I want to walk you guys through. So we're going to take a look. We had a new spring collection come out. And we've got all kinds of wonderful like travel critters in there for our pocket pals. And our pocket pals are cute little critters that kind of fit in little windows and doors and things. So when you see, we've got one that has an airplane and stuff in there, little critters, and it's travel themed. But we've also got some gorgeous florals in it. And I love tulips and I love orchids. And so that's what we have in there. We're actually going to play with the tulips today, and we're going to play with one of our new cover plate dies. And I'm going to walk you through this card. I've done some of the work already, but I'm going to step you through some of the things so you can see, how to put it together. The instructions should be available to you so you can create your own. And then I also have some other cards that were made with some of the products, just to kind of show you some variety in what you can do. So because we're limited on time, I do want to get started. So we're going to go ahead and switch cameras. I'm going to ask my trusty husband, Alan, to go ahead and switch us to camera 2, and we'll. All righty, so to begin with, I want to show you, this is my working set of stamps. That's why it looks well loved. You will see that it's got some, the black ink on there because I've played with this a lot. But this is the tulip stamp set that I'm going to be using today. It has 9 stamps in it. This is a 4x6 stamp set. Now, a lot of the floral stamp sets that we have like this, they have the same configuration where you get a large floral, some accessory stamps like this other little leafy stamp here. We have a butterfly. We've got a large word. We have a border stamp, and then other sentiments that are going to work well with that large word that says beautiful. On the back of our stamps, you're always going to get a colored image, and it's going to show you what your stamps are going to look like if you get them colored up. And then sold separately is the tulip dies. And always on the back of our dies, we're going to show you which die goes with which stamp. So with this one, you're going to get a die that cuts out your tulip, cuts out the little leafy greens there, and then also cuts out that, that butterfly. Another thing I'll tell you about these floral stamp sets is it's really great. Everything is, they're all sized the same. So, you know, if you had the tulips and you had our orchids or the lily or the snapdragon, you can mix and match all of these sentiments and all the little accessory things between them. And you can also stamp different flowers together and create a lot of different looks. So really, really fun and very versatile. I'm also going to be working with the Hexagons cover plate. This is an A2 cover plate. A2 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This has 2 dies in it. And I'm going to show you how I use that. The other one that is also part of the collection, if you prefer diamonds, you can do exactly what we're doing today, and you can use the diamonds instead, if that's your preference. The center die in each of these is actually separate, so you can get different looks with it. But for today's card, I'm going to be using the hexagons. And then I'm also going to show you some foiling with our new toner reactive, our new toner papers. These are going to be, they're toner printed. You're going to get 6 different designs in here, 2 of each, and you're going to use these with toner reactive foil, and I'm going to show you that today. This is the card that I'm going to step you through today as well. So like I said, I've already done some of the work. So I'm going to pull out my little bag of tricks here, and we're going to get started. So let's get everything out here. I've already done the coloring. You can color yours however you like in the same color combination or any color combination, Copic markers. But I'm going to step you through this and just kind of explain what I've done to get it to this point already. So as you can see, here's the stamp set. And basically what I've done is I stamped the tulip twice. I have stamped this little leafy stamp over here 4 times. All right, so you see it here. And then I've also stamped and colored in my little butterfly twice. All right, so again, you're free to color these up however you like. Watercolors, markers, pencils, whatever you want, in whatever color combinations you want. In the instructions that I gave you, I think we had put in there, I'm trying to remember exactly what it said, but I think I had put in there, you know, just a variety of greens and pinks. But again, whatever colors you like, you want to get that colored up. And then I went ahead and die cut each of those with the dies. So this is where we are with these. All right. So again, 2 of the tulip, 2 of the butterflies, and 4 of those little leafy greens. Leafy greens. Makes it sound like I'm making a salad. All right, so we're going to set that aside. Let's put that up there. Now, another thing that I've prepped ahead of time, and I want to show you, I've got this kind of pieced together. Alan, will you come into camera 3? Let's go a little bit closer. Now, I want to take this die apart and show you what this is like so that you know what you're getting when you get it. I love cover plate dies. A cover plate die, if you're not familiar with them, it's basically, sorry for the noise, it is basically a die that covers your entire card. So whatever you cut out of it, it covers your entire card. So this is going to be an A2 size, exactly the same size as an A2 card. So here's die number 1. So this is an optional piece. You can use in a variety of ways. You can cut just with this and create a beautiful frame in the background. You can cut just with this and it will not cut that center piece out. If you combine these 2 together, then you're going to cut a piece like this. Isn't that gorgeous? It gives you a beautiful geometric pattern with the gorgeous hexagon in there. Now, I went ahead and I cut this 4 times. I've cut it 4 times and I've already stacked 3 of them. That's going to give me some dimension. Now, how did I stack it? Here's my 4th one. All I'd have to do to stack this is just take a liquid glue, liquid adhesive, and let me make sure I'm just going to put a little bit of glue all around, just like so. And you're probably asking yourself, well, why is she stacking that? I'm stacking it because I am an absolute fanatic for having dimensional cards. And when I stack this up, and by the way, I cut this from Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock in 110-pound weight, which is a nice heavy cardstock. It's my favorite cardstock to use if I'm going to be, well, just for anything. I use it for my card bases. I use it for my card toppers. It works great with Copic coloring, Copic markers. So here I've gone ahead and I've got my adhesive on there, and I'm going to lay my fourth piece on top here. And just line that up. I like using a liquid adhesive for this. So you might be thinking, well, boy, maybe it's a little tedious if you're using a liquid adhesive. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and cut those and line them with like a, you know, an adhesive backed sheet, like a, you know, a double-sided tape or something? Well, I think it's harder to line up when I do that. If I use a liquid adhesive, it gives me that little bit of freedom of movement so I can line it up perfectly. So now you can see the depth. See how thick that is? Nice and thick. So when I put that on my card base, that's where you get that dimension. You see that dimension with that card topper there? It's really, really great. I love that. So I like to stack those, and I'm just going to set this aside over there with my flowers, and then we're going to move on to the next little piece that I want to show you. Let me move those dies out of the way. Now, in the back of this card, in the background there, you see that beautiful foiled, see how it catches? It's a beautiful foiled little polka dot. Gorgeous. I love foiling, but I don't like buying, I don't like I shouldn't say don't like. I find that the foil plates are quite expensive. And so when we were taking a look at how we could do foiling, I'm very, very much about, you know, getting the most bang for my buck. So I wanted to find a way, how can we bring you some beautiful, beautiful patterns and things that you can get some gorgeous foiling out of. And it's so affordable that you can get multiple patterns all in one pack. These things are right around $6 a pack. I think we have them in, these are 6x6. We also have a lot of ours in 4x9 for your slim line as well. But it makes it really affordable to get a whole bunch of different patterns, and then you're not feeling like you have to do the same pattern over and over and over and over again because you have such a big investment in a die. So I'm going to go ahead with this beautiful little polka dot. I'm going to trim this down to A2 size, which is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, I should mention, I'm not necessarily following along exactly with the instructions. I'm terrible with that. I write the instructions, you know, based on, you know, I think the best way, if you don't already know how to make the card, the best way to follow it along. But when I craft, I just kind of craft and I just kind of go with it. So here I've got this as an A2. And will you come back to camera 2? So now this is cut to an A2 size. Isn't that adorable? Wish I had a little dress or something like that. That'd be so cute. The next thing you're going to have is toner reactive foil. And you're going to have something like a laminating machine, a foil machine like a Mink or something. If you want to use, if you happen to have the, I can't remember what it's called, the Spellbinders machine where you actually do work with the hot foil plates, there's actually a solid hot foil plate. If you want to use that with toner reactive foil, you can do that as well. That will work. So this is toner reactive foil. I've got it in a gold. All I have here is a little bit of parchment paper. So I'm going to put my my little polka dots in there. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get any little dust or anything off of here, because if there's anything on here, if I had like a little something I could, huh? Yeah, like a little Swiffer thing or something where I could grab, you know, and get any little lint off of there. It's a good idea to do it. I should probably cut that down to size, but I'm not going to take the time to do that. But I do have my little foil machine over here. And I'm just going to run this through. You can see I have a foil setting on here. If you have a laminator, that will work too. There we go. This is going to take this through. It does take a moment, so just be patient with it. We have Jeopardy going on here. So this is going to take just a moment. Oh, I still have my little card base here to get going. But I think you're going to find that you're going to love these. I love creating with foil in the background, whether it's a really simple little pattern like this polka dot, or actually, let me show you some of these. Look at this. This one is a paint splatter background, which I think is just stunning. This one looks like cracked glass to me. I think it's really, really pretty. There's a little beautiful kind of candy stripe. Gorgeous. Anywhere you see that black, that's going to grab the foil. Look how pretty this is. Oh. And then there's this one, which is like luscious. I love that. I actually have a card I'm going to show you with that on it too. I just think it's so pretty. It's like a granite marble look. Okay, so this is coming through here. That's all it takes, just about a minute. Let's grab this out of here.
Hey, Angie.
Yeah?
Folks are asking about that laminating machine that you just ran it through. Is that something that you sell, or what brand is that?
Let's just say it's not something we sell yet.
Okay.
That's why I have this. It's actually a prototype. I will tell you that it is a prototype. Gotcha. That's why I have a model number over it here, or gotcha. Taped over. It is something. Sneak peek coming attractions. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
I love it because it is a foil setting. But all right, so I'm going to go ahead. You can already see the little polka dots on here. So you let this cool for a moment, and then when I peel this back, just look how stunning this is. Ah, I could just, oh my goodness. Let me see if I can catch the light. So pretty. Look how gorgeous that is. So, so pretty. Okay, so we have a lot of our pieces here already ready to go. A couple more things we're going to need. Now, this was just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Let me turn off my machine here so we don't hear that. This was just 8.5 by 11. I cut it at 4 1/4. And now I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. And when I score it at 5 1/2, it's actually going to give me a top folding A2 card, like a tent fold. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and score this at 5 1/2 right here. There we go. And now we're going to start building this up a little bit. I am going to do a little bit of stamping. One of the things I want to stamp on the inside of the card before I go too far is a really pretty sentiment. Is that going to fit in there? No, I'm going to need a different machine or a different, there we go. So I'm going to actually invert this, fold it in the other direction. Let's go this way. Because I want to get a sentiment on the inside of here. Where's my stamp set? Here it is. I'm going to stamp beautiful on the inside. And then I'm going to put the rest of my sentiment on the front. Look how gorgeous and big that sentiment is. I love how that is. The font on it is just lovely. I'm going to stamp it a little bit north of center, so it gives me plenty of room to write a little note behind there. Okay, let's get that centered. And I'm going to stamp it with our hybrid ink. I love a hybrid ink. If you're not familiar with the hybrid ink, it's a combination ink. So it's a combination of properties of a pigment and a dye ink. So you can use this actually if you're going to be working with Copic markers or even watercolors, stamping on glossy surfaces, on wood and fabric and so on. Some of those you might have to heat set it, but it's kind of your go-to ink, which is why we very purposely looked at hybrid ink when we were creating our ink line. And I called it Raven because I really wanted a really rich and deep, deep black ink. So this stamp has a pretty thick font. So it's possible that I might have to stamp this more than once. I am using my Stampendable tool to help me just get even pressure across there. But I may have to stamp this more than once. See how you can see it's just got, because it has a larger, wider, flat surface to it, because it's a really thick font, you might have to stamp it a couple of times just to get really, really good, even inking across. There you go. Absolutely beautiful. And then I like to go ahead and clean my stamps always because I end up with a mess. This is our Extreme Clean, which is It's one of our best sellers. If you guys are looking for a really good stamp cleaner, this is a really good one. Now, a hybrid ink, like I said, is a mixed property between a dye and a pigment ink. So it is going to stain your stamps just a little bit. It still looks black because some of that is, has permanent qualities to it. But to be honest with you, I actually like that it leaves the color on there because it helps me see better when I'm placing my stamps. There we go. So let's get that put away, have that beautiful on the front there. Now I'm going to leave this to dry because, again, it's a combination ink. It does need a moment to dry. So we're going to go ahead now and place. Did I get ink on there? Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and place. Let me turn it this way. Let me make sure this all lines up. Make sure I cut it well. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this beautiful little top down to my foiled piece. And let me come into camera 3. I feel like we're pretty far away. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get some liquid glue on here. And I'm going to start layering. This part is a little bit tedious, takes a moment, but it's pretty important. I like to get a little bit of adhesive on all of the little pieces here, just so everything stays where it's supposed to, especially if you're going to be, mailing your card. I like to make sure that everything is pretty, fully intact. All right, so let's go ahead and place this down. And again, because I'm using a liquid adhesive, it helps me to make sure I have a little bit of time just to kind of line things up if I have to move anything over. And I'm just going to press that down and hold that in place for a moment. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead while everything is dry. I'm really particular. I don't want to make any errors. I've stamped this with 2 layers of ink. So I want to give it time to dry just to make sure when I close that, I don't get like a shadow stamp on the top portion of that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start layering up and creating my card front. So I do have my foam here in case I need it. And I'm going to go ahead and just start laying things out. So when I was playing with this, I thought that it would be really fun to just kind of lay some of the greens out underneath. And if you notice, I actually colored the stems of my tulips a different shade of green than these leaves because I really wanted everything to stand out. So this is kind of what I'm going for, and I'm going to end up trimming some of this. So this is how I do it. I just kind of line things up and I figure out where I want to place them, where they might go. And sometimes I trim things as I go and just kind of start tucking things in. So I may not even adhere everything from the get-go, but right now I'm going to start placing some of these. If you want to put foam behind some of these, you can. And don't worry if you get a little too much glue somewhere. It'll just dry. If you get it in a place where you don't necessarily need it, it'll just dry and it'll be out of your way. There we go. Let me just get some liquid adhesive in here and just kind of put these. I'm not putting foam under these right now because I'm using the little lines here as to give me the support that I need. So I just want to make sure that those adhere. There we go. And I think I'm going to do this last one down here, but I think this one is going to tuck right into one of those little crevices there. So I think I am going to put a little bit of foam at the bottom. So you're just going to have to kind of play with that a little bit and see where you think you need to put liquid adhesive and where you think you need to put some foam. Let's kind of tuck that one and have that go here. There we go. Now this last one, I think I'm going to add a little bit later, a little bit afterwards. Let me see how I want this one to come in. I think that's going to work beautifully just like that. So again, I'm just going to start placing with adhesive. Now, as I design this, you're going to see that it's going to kind of go off of the card a little bit, and that's okay. If I start placing some things off of the card, anything that goes off of the card, I can then trim. There we go. I think I'm going to add a tiny little piece of foam underneath there, just for a little bit of support. There we go. So again, you can see you can add some stuff after the fact if you need to, but that's just going to give that a little bit of support. Where'd it go? I think I just lost it. It's stuck to my hand. No, it's under there. There we go. I feel it. Okay. And then this last one, I'm going to put kind of down here. And notice it's going to come off of the card just a little bit. I'm going to put a little piece of foam under here. And then let's see. Let me decide where this one's going to go first. This one I think I'm going to bring in right here. Just give me that little bit of green. And this again is in that center, so I want to put some foam underneath it. Let me get a tiny little piece of foam. I love playing with this foam. This is just a, it's just a Scotch foam. If anybody's wondering, it's just a gargantuan roll of Scotch foam. I love this stuff because it's not very thick. So it doesn't give me too much dimension if I layer it up. It's just really good stuff. Let's put that one there. And now I'm going to try and cover those ends there a bit. And that gives me that little bit of green in there that I need. It also gives me a nice foundation for this flower. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some foam behind that flower anyway, just to get a little more dimension. It's going to pop that up just a tiny little bit. So I'm going to get a couple of layers of foam there. So fun. There we go. Let's go like that. All right, so I'm kind of careful just to kind of cover up where those little stems are. And then right here where this one goes over, that's where, see how it comes off of the page there a little bit? I'm just going to trim that. Just carefully. There we go. I got a little bit of foam up here. All right, so you get that little piece off of there, and now it's just so sweet. Look how that looks. Just adorable. I love it. Really, really pretty. So now this should be dry. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this card topper over the top of the card base. And I'm going to go ahead with the double-sided adhesive. Let me make sure I'm doing this in the right place. Last thing I want to do is put that on the back. That would be bad. And I've done that kind of thing before. So if you've done that, don't think you're the only one. I've done that kind of stuff. Everybody does. There we go. So pretty. Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, who wouldn't love to get that card? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, a couple more little things. I've got some little butterflies here, right? Here's what I do. I literally just bend it right there in the center. And I'm going to put some adhesive on here. Just a little bit. Put one of those little butterflies up there. How cute is that? Now, if you want to put this into an envelope, you may not want to have the dimension on your butterflies. They might flatten out. Or if you want to really maintain that dimension and maybe you're handing somebody the card, you could even put a little bit of foam underneath each of those wings. Look how sweet that is. One last thing that we need is our little sentiment on the front. And where's my stamp? Here it is. So we're going to go ahead, while this dries, we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. I have some cardstock here. Let me trim a little piece of this off. I'm just going to trim a little bunch, more than I need. And actually, let me do it this way. I'm a fanatic over using my magnets to hold everything in place too. So I'm going to go with the "You Are Absolutely." So all of these are going to work with the sentiment, with the large word. So it says "You are absolutely," strong and, forever. And then this one says "Our friendship is." And they all work beautifully with the word beautiful. So I'm going to use "You Are Absolutely." Any of these would be perfect for this card. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that kind of in the corner here to make it easy for when I'm trimming. And just so it all coordinates, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it in the raven. So it's all done in black. If you want to stamp it in a coordinating color, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to give it one more. There we go. Gorgeous. Go ahead and clean, because I'm a clean fanatic with my stamps. There we go. And let me get my stamp put away. Again, another little tip, put your stamps away right away. This way I do not lose my stamps. I do the same thing with my dies. I put the dies back right away. I always see people, you know, saying, like, making little comments and saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't find this, or I can't find that. I don't know what I did. It must have got stuck to the back of this, or it must have got stuck to the back of that." The best way to avoid that, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is to put them away right away.
Hey, Angie.
Yes.
It looks like your Raven ink is sold out. Folks are
Our
wanting
Raven
to.
ink is sold out.
Yeah.
Alan, can you check the inventory on the Raven ink, please? Thank you for letting me know that. I don't think it should
Yeah.
be
No
sold
worries.
out.
No worries. Well, maybe we sold you out. I'm not sure, but lots of folks have been commenting on it, so I just wanted to make sure you were aware.
Oh, well, thank you, everybody. I'll tell you, a long time ago, when I started crafting, I struggled to find a really, really rich, dark black ink. And so I was very, very particular in choosing this Raven color because I like it to be really, really dark. So this is what I do. I just eyeball it. I'm not measuring anything. I'm literally just eyeballing this. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this little strip. And I'm literally, to make this easy, because I like quick crafting, quick and easy crafting, I'm going to literally just put this in the corner of, this is just a little scrap piece of black cardstock. What? Okay, I think he said he's got more in inventory now of the Raven. So I literally just eyeball it, and I'm just going to trim it. And I don't worry about it being absolutely perfect, to be honest with you. It's crafting. So I don't want it to be so perfect that it doesn't look like I made it. I don't want it to necessarily look machine, manufactured or produced. So if it's not perfect, I don't worry about it. This way, if anybody, nobody's going to question whether or not I made it, right? So here, "You Are Absolutely," and we're just going to tuck that in there with a little bit of foam. Got to get my foam out. And I only need foam on one part of that because it's going to be resting on that beautiful edge of that cover plate die. So I have a
Angie,
tiny
I'm
little piece.
sorry to interrupt
Yep,
you
you're
again.
good.
So some of the folks are saying they already placed their order and the Raven ink was not in there. Is there any way they could email you to make sure that it gets put in the order so they don't have to pay on shipping twice?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. When if they're placing a second order, it will have them pay for shipping again. But if they put a note with their order and say, "Okay, can you add this on to my ship this with my other order?" We'll go in there right away and we'll reimburse them for the shipping.
Sounds
So
good.
they
All
only
right.
have to ship once.
Yeah. So I was looking, let's see if I remember who, Diane Thayer. So if you're listening to this, Diane, make sure that you put a little note in your second order and you'll get your shipping reimbursed because the Raven ink wasn't showing it was in stock earlier. I'm glad we
Yeah,
caught that.
yeah. Thank you for that.
Hmm.
Okay, so all I'm doing is just making sure I forgot to put the adhesive down first, so I just kind of tucked that in there. Now, if you want, I'm going to leave this here with this card. But if you want, if you look at the difference between these two, there's not a whole bunch of difference, but I actually added some teeny tiny little sequins that I happen to have. These were just things I had in my stash and I just grabbed some if you want to add some little sequins, but you really don't have to. I mean, if you look at the card, it's got beautiful, beautiful foiled kind of glimmery shine on there anyway. And I think, to be honest with you, I think it's a really simple card. I know it looks really complex because there's a lot of pieces, but it's really easy to make. It just really packs a lot of punch. I think my favorite thing about it, aside from the foil, is really just layering up your cover plate dies. So whether you're using the hexagons or if you want to do this with the diamonds, you could do that, or any other cover plates that you have in your stash would be fantastic, to be honest with you too. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some more cards that we have done with some of these products that I think you might like. So here is another one with the tulips. And remember that foil, that beautiful foil, the backgrounds. This is that granite background, and we foiled that again with a toner reactive foil, but with rainbow colors. And this one we have the stripe in a beautiful silver. It just really sets it off. Here's another one. Remember when I mentioned I actually did this in my live last night? Is today, what day is today? Saturday? Thursday night. But look at the foil frame in the background there. That is another one of our foil packs. And this is the orchid, again, with the large word wonderful, seeing you as. You can mix and match those sentiments together between your sets. You can even line up your orchids and stamp them alongside some tulips and have a whole garden. But look at that foil frame. That again is another one of our foil packs. This card, look at the foil in the background of this one. Isn't that stunning? This is actually from our Gone to Maui exclusive craft kit that we have available. That this whole thing, a lot of this was done with that Gone to Maui, but I really wanted to show you that foil in the background. Here's another one of the foils with the orchid. And you notice we have that beautiful diamond in the background. Now, I layered up like four pieces of my hexagon, but this one we just have the one layer and it's still absolutely beautiful. Lots of dimension. Remember when I mentioned pocket pails? Look at our little pocket pails. This is what I was talking about, little doors and windows that open, but this is our newest pocket pails set. It's all travel themed, but you can see the beautiful hexagon in the background there. Here's another one with diamond and a simple background where all we did is some beautiful shading with some of your hybrid inks. Here's an option. This one is done with a diamond, but you could do this with a hexagon as well. And we made a shaker card. Same concept where we layered up multiple cover plates and we put all your little shaker pieces inside of there. Isn't that sweet? I love that.
Are
This
those
is another
shaker
one.
bits inside each one of those
They
compartments?
are. They are.
Oh,
So they all stay still. So if I go like this, right? Notice they're still there, right where they
yes.
go. Because they're
Yes,
like little
awesome.
puzzle sections.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really fun. Here's another idea. If you don't want to cut with the die, if you want to use that little foam pad, that little embossing pad that comes with your machine, this is one where I embossed instead of cut with the diamond cover plate and created a beautiful quilted look. Lots of fun. And then here again is the hexagon, and we used it with a variety of colors. Actually, just two colors. But just so many things that you can do with these products. They're incredibly versatile. I just think they're so, so pretty. So that is our card.
That is so awesome.
Thank
That's such a
you.
beautiful card. I love that. All right, let me join.
It's just so full of spring. I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't love tulips, to be honest with you.
For
Ellen, you want to
sure.
switch back to camera one? Thank you. There we
There, we
go.
get to see your beautiful
Hi.
face. Thank you so much, Angie. That was so much fun. I've
Oh,
been
thank
just looking
you.
at all the comments, and people are like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." I love to see when people are finding new brands for the very first time and how they're like, "Oh my God, now another store I get to shop at." It's always fun to enable folks with their crafty habits and purchasing craft supplies. All right, so we have, let's see, we have one bundle that you are giving
Hmm.
away, and I'm going to show what we've got
Yay.
going on here. So, all right, let me put my keyboard out of the way, and let me see if I can
I'm
go.
crossing my fingers for everybody out there.
Yes, 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 for sure. All right, so we have, and I'm assuming that these are also toner sheets, these little stains. You've got,
They are.
yes, and perfect to just sort of put some foil on it and then cut those suckers out, and then boom, you've got a beautiful sentiment on here.
Well, Brandy, can I tell you what you're looking at there is actually our Gone to Maui exclusive craft kit.
Right. So I was just about to say that little card that you showed. Let me put you on screen and you can show the card.
Okay, let me
Um,
find that again. Here we go.
there we go. Yeah. So
There it
that's the
is.
card that
Yay.
you made with this. So it's gone to
Hmm.
Maui. I love this. I'm actually got Maui on the brain right now because we got married in Maui. So we got Mauied.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
it was 10 years ago next June, and we are actually planning a trip back to Maui. So
Very
very
nice.
timely, very timely.
Well, we're actually going for the first time ever in August.
Oh, oh my God. You and I need to talk afterwards because I'm going to tell you all the places you need to go.
All right,
All right.
deal.
And so then we've got another pack here with all of
Mhm.
your toner reactive papers.
Yep.
And I absolutely love what you've done with your designs here. Definitely am going to be using this up, but we're going to give away one of these bundles here. And let's do a little drum roll, I
Yay.
suppose. All right. Okay. All right. So Harriet has the registration link up there. So you want to make sure that you are registered for the event or register for the giveaway. And we are going to draw the winner. All right. So our winner of LDRS Creatives giveaway pack is going to go to Dawn, and that's spelled Dawne. Last name starts with a S and ends with a T. Now, Dawn, we're going to be emailing you probably on Monday. You get 72 hours to respond. So make sure to look out for that email from support at Stamp Me Some Love and check your spam folder in case it goes there.
Congratulations, Dawn. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes. So Angie, do you have an email or place for people can sign up for your email newsletter or tell us anything that you've got coming up?
Absolutely. If you go to ldrscreative.com, it should pop up, but if it doesn't, at the bottom you can sign up for our newsletter. We also do, I come on every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time on our YouTube channel, Facebook group, if you want to join that, and our Facebook page as well. And I do a live every Thursday night, and we always give away, a prize at the end of it. But the live is to show you how to use our products. It's not a big, huge sales pitch or anything like that. It's me crafting, just like what you saw me do here, because I want to make sure that when you get your products in your hot little hands, you know what to do with them.
Yes.
So, we give tips and tricks and we craft, and it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of people joining in, and it's just fun. It's, everybody's talking and you get to know new people, and it's just really, really fun.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, you guys. Now make sure to go to stampmesomelove.com/LDR creative and use that promo code CMSS June JUN 20 to get 20% off your purchase. Now that promo code expires at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So
Mhm.
be sure to go in there and put all the goodies in your shopping cart. And it looks like the Raven ink is back in stock, so we should be good there. And I think that is it. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Angie.
Oh
I
gosh,
appreciate
thank
you coming
you. It
on.
has been an absolute joy. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right, you guys, let's see, we got 2 more to go, and let's see what time it is. We got about 2:47. We've got our next speaker, which is going to be Daniel West from Colorado Craft Company, is going to be in the house at 3 o'clock. You definitely want to make sure you check that out. And so here, if you can go ahead and put that schedule link on the screen, it's very simple. Just go to cardmakersuccesssummit.com/schedule, and that's where you're going to find the link to our next live stream. And that's going to be with Daniel of Colorado Craft Company. He's always a joy to watch and craft. Also, want to make sure that you guys remind you all about the deal that we've got on the craft mat that I show every time I do an overhead. And that glass craft mat is from Glassboard Studios. And you can get 20% off by going to stampmesomelove.com/glass. No, yeah, woo, Glassboard Studios, and then put in the promo code Brandy20, and that will get you 20% off of that. All right, you guys, I am going to step out of the studio, go take a potty break, and then I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care.